For 15 years, we've fought together. With fearless leaders against incredible foes. We've explored terrifying worlds and overcome impossible odds. We've built powerful friendships and forged unbreakable bonds. But this is only the first 15 years. I think we're just getting started. Here's to 15 years of Halo.
The Halo franchise has been a staple of gaming since 2001. For over 15 years it has innovated, it has exceeded any expectations that were ever laid out for this franchise. It has revolutionized the way that video games are played, especially the first-person shooter. It has introduced millions of people into an incredible universe that is continuously being expanded and explored. Millions of friendships have been made playing this franchise through custom games and the exploration of the campaign, through the vast story and the evolution of the Halo universe, through machinimas and the power of the Forge. There are so many different ways and so many different types of people inside of this community and throughout the entire history of this franchise. We are going to begin a series and we are going to take a look back and watch the evolution of every step of this franchise, where it began, where it has been, where it is now, and where it is going to be. We are going to go all the way back to where it all started. Here we have Halo in its earliest known form, an RTS being produced by Bungie Studios for the Macintosh. Very much a clone of the game that came prior to it, Myth, being produced also by Bungie Studios. Bungie was a rather successful company throughout the 90s, producing games such as Myth and Marathon, with their earliest project which they codenamed Monkey Nuts, which would eventually become the franchise we know and love as Halo. So to get that, our beloved franchise eventually became known as Monkey Nuts in its earliest parts of development. But anyway, the RTS aspect would find itself into the final product in many ways. The large, open environments which we found in Halo CE found their initial roots in the RTS origins of Halo. A lot of the vehicles that we enjoy today in the Halo franchise also found their beginnings in the RTS. Without the RTS aspect of Halo, the Halo we know and love would never have came into existence. In many ways, Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2 are the true Halo games based after how the Halo franchise was originally intended to be. But eventually the decision would be made by Bungie to switch it into a third-person shooter video game. They felt that this would better show off the graphics engine, they felt that the open world aspect, and they felt that the overall flow of the game would fit much better as a third-person game. In the early build of this, we have multiple different species of animals and other such things, which are running freely across the Halo ring. Some of these were actually rideable. This is a very different Halo game than we would eventually get. It would have been very interesting to see what would have happened if they had stuck with this idea, though I do not believe the Halo franchise would have been as successful as it was if they had stuck with the RTS. But one cannot forget the impact that the RTS had. Eventually, it would all come down to the first debut of Halo at Macworld in 1999. Macworld 1999. Here, the late Steve Jobs will introduce Halo to the world. Here we will see a game that is being developed for the Macintosh. The Xbox console is nowhere to be seen, and Bungie Studios is preparing to unveil their brand new project. Fun fact about this is they actually had such problems to get this demo to run, they didn't even know if it was going to until it actually happened. In fact, there is actually speculation that goes around and just small talk from Bungie itself that after this demo conference was completed, the footage itself burned out actually just in the nick of time, as the conference had just ended and the showing. But regardless of what was to happen, the Halo franchise was shown to the world here, and this was our first glimpse at what we'd all know and love as the Halo franchise. As you can see here, even in its earliest form, the Halo franchise we know and love is being shown. We see vast rolling hills, we see the ring in the background, the classic Warthog is here, and many things we're going to come to know and love in the early stages of development. Obviously, the elites are going to have massive changes from their look here, but their basic core look is already established. We see the ghosts are already established, and pretty much just the free, open aspect of the Halo CE would have has already been laid into motion. And this is 2 years before the final game would be released. Here, people already could get the idea that they were en route for something special, something grand that was on the horizon. Little did they know what this franchise would become. To release alongside the upcoming Halo Combat Evolved video game, it was decided that a novel would be written. Given out to Eric Nyland and rumored to have only been written in 7 short weeks, Halo: The Fall of Reach would explore the backstory of the Master Chief, Halo's primary character. Taken from his parents at the age of 6, along with 74 other children, for a project named Spartan 2, he would be put into a world of pain, as he would be trained from the age of 6 all the way to the age of 14, when he would receive biological enhancements and augmentations. This would become ethical reasons and much problems for the future of the Halo universe, but at this point in time they were being created to battle against insurgents who were threatening to destroy all that the UNSC had built and to completely undo the Halo universe. Though the Covenant would arrive, and eventually the Spartans would become the only true line of defense against the Covenant onslaught. Pulled back over the course of time, finally in 2552 the Spartans would be pulled back to Reach. There, whenever the Covenant would attack, it would be presumed that almost all the Spartans were killed, and the Master Chief would escape on the Pillar of Autumn and to a random slip-space jump, and this would lead him to the beginnings of Halo Combat Evolved. The Fall of Reach book was a massive success for a video game novel. It would lay the groundwork, and without Halo: The Fall of Reach, Halo may have never reached the fame that it actually did, because this novel laid the groundwork for the extended fiction that many fans like myself have come to know and love, and it showed that this story could be so much more than anybody thought a video game could be. Many people did not know it at the time, but Bungie Studios was on its last leg. Facing financial ruin and the immediate prospect of losing their corporation, they would eventually give in to being bought by Microsoft Studios. Microsoft would actually then get Bungie to make their new project, Halo, into a game for their upcoming console, the Xbox. Eventually, Halo would become one of the release titles, and a launch title that would spearhead the Xbox into the gaming market. Many people did not know much about this game, but of all the games that would be hyped for the upcoming Xbox, none would receive more attention than Halo. On November 15th, 2001, the game would finally be released to the world. It would launch and be by far the biggest selling of all the Xbox launch titles. This game was the one that everyone was willing to play. It was the game that people would start to buy an Xbox for. Let's take a look at Halo CE's numbers. Within Halo's first 2 months of release, it was estimated that it sat beside 50% of all Xbox consoles that had been sold. Its retail price was $49.99, and by November 3rd of 2003, the game had sold over 3 million copies. By 2004, it had reached 4 million copies, and by the end of 2005, Halo had sold over 5 million copies worldwide. This was the game that you went over to your buddy's house to play. This was the game that everybody at your local high school was talking about. And it was the game that anyone that played video games was talking about back in the day. This is the beginning of the young life of the Halo community. You would go over to your friend's house and play Halo, or maybe you would haul over your big box set TV and your Xbox console and hook multiple together to have a massive LAN party playing until 5 or 6 in the morning. This was what really started to bond us together. Through the great story and the amazing lore that Halo had delivered, plus a massive multiplayer game that delivered action that had never before seen in a first-person shooter. Halo had revolutionized already the way we played video games, the way we enjoyed them together, and this was something special, and everybody knew it. One story that Steve Downes, the voice actor of Master Chief, often refers to is after recording Halo and after its release, he was down visiting one of his friends in Florida. The man he was visiting's child was seen playing Halo, and Steve Downes was like, "Hey, I'm a voice actor in that game." And the boy was like, "Who?" after Steve Downes had replied, "The Master Chief." Within moments, that entire neighborhood's children had came to see Steve Downes. And it was there that the voice actor of Master Chief himself knew that this video game was something special, and something that was bonding people together. But still, the lore had to be built upon, and there was so much more to come. Escaping from the devastation of the planet Reach, the UNSC Pillar of Autumn flees from a Covenant race that has been swearing to destroy humanity for over 30 years. Discovering a mysterious ring world, the Pillar of Autumn would crash land. There, the Master Chief would discover the secrets of the Halo ring, the purpose behind them, to activate and destroy all sentient life in the galaxy. This would be the start of the dormant flood of their food source. This had happened over 100,000 years ago, and 343 Guilty Spark, the monitor of this installation, was planning on doing it again. Only through the swift actions of the Master Chief and his AI companion Cortana were they able to stop the activation of the ring and to once more keep the galaxy from total annihilation. Destroying the ring, and only a handful of survivors along with the Chief would survive this encounter. But this would lay the groundwork for many things to come. Machemina would be another thing which would start to bring the Halo community together. Machemina such as Rooster Teeth's Red vs. Blue would unify the community once more, and would actually show that through Halo you could make your own media and your own stories. This would also bring out a whole new generation of producers. For the PC gamers out there, Halo Custom Edition would be released, and is often still used to this day, though not in the capacity it was back near its release. In this mode, you can make your own levels, your own cinematics, and fully modify the Halo engine to your own needs. This was something else that also unified the community, and also showed that Halo could be successful on other media other than the Xbox. All of the factors of the multiplayer, the campaign, and the power of the custom edition, the Fall of Reach novel, and the rich lore, set Halo into an unprecedented scale. But it would need a sequel, and it would need to be better than the original. It's E3 2002, and now we will see the first announcement trailer of the next installment in the Halo franchise. It must be better, and it must be bigger than the original, a feat that Bungie is unsure if they can pull off. But yet, here we see the Master Chief preparing to battle once more against Covenant forces, for they have discovered Earth. This will be the next great test in Halo. Is it a one-hit wonder, or does it have what it takes to be a lasting, enduring franchise? Only time will tell. Here we have covered Halo's history from its earliest and humble beginnings as a side project in Bungie Studio to being the force that it was to bring the Xbox console into viability and to unite a new generation of gamers under a single banner. Through the power of everything that this game had to offer, whether it be the fiction, the multiplayer, or whatever it may be to you. Maybe it was just a good time with friends, or maybe it was just a way to pass the time. Regardless, the legacy of the first Halo cannot be denied. Join me next time as we will explore what Halo 2 would bring to the table, the trials that it would face, and what Halo as a franchise would accomplish in the coming years. Here we have taken a look at Halo from its early beginnings up into the year 2002. But this was only the beginning. As Chief would say at the end of Halo Combat Evolved, we were just getting started. Join me next time to see the legacy continue.